I'm Rob Burnet. I work in Nairobi for a company called Well Told Story, and we help deal with communications problems around development and also around the commercial sector. So I'm happy to have been able to give a keynote today in Rome, and I thought I can go through the sort of key points that I made in my presentation earlier. So the first one, talking about how do we reach young people with ideas about agriculture and how do we inspire them? My first point was about, it's not the what anymore. It's the how do we do it. It's not about what works. It's not about these boutique research projects that we can prove work in a microcosm. The problems are too urgent now. It's about scale. It's about having millions of people focusing on the things that we know work. It's too late to be going back and to do more research. It's about taking the research that we know works and getting it into the lives of the people it was intended to benefit. That has to be our focus. This is my first point. My second point was, it has to be about pull. It can't be about push. The conversations we want to have are with millions of young people. You can't shove them in a direction they don't want to go. You have to find a way to make it exciting for them to move with you in the direction you're heading. It's about giving them something that they pluck from your hands. It's about packaging ideas that they will take and run with because it makes sense to them to do so. And that doesn't mean it can't be agriculture and things which might be perceived as boring. It's about how do you package them. So my next point is about making sure that the research that we do delivers for the young people it's intended to benefit. All too often we're coming across research ideas where one link is missing. There's a fantastic product, it's proven to work in the field, but oh, by the way, you can't buy it. It's not available in the shops. We don't have a supplier for it. The science didn't allow us to get to that stage. The budget stopped. We didn't have a budget to roll it out. We published a leaflet. We presented it at a conference. To me, this is absolutely unacceptable. The reason we do this work is to change the lives of poor people. If we stop short of making those brilliant ideas which have emerged in abundance accessible to the people they were intended to benefit, let's go home. We can as well give up. So my final point was about spending money on this. Hollywood spends a lot of money making movies. 30% of their budgets go for communication. So Avatar, the biggest blockbuster of the last few years, the biggest grossing movie of all time, the film which cost more than any other to make, $500 million budget, 150 million spent on communication. That's why there isn't a human in Europe or North America who hasn't seen that blue-faced guy. They spent $150 million on it. So the CG centres, I understand, have a budget of 700 million. So why not spend 180 million of that on communication? Why not take the research that CG's come out with over the last 10 years and spend 30% of their budget next year making sure that those ideas reach the people they're intended to benefit, the same way that we've seen the blue-faced guy. Let's put 30%. Then we'll change the world. 30% of that budget will change the world.